Hello everyone, and now we're going to be going into example 10-4. So 10, oh goodness, always. 10-4. Okay, so in this one we have a tracked military vehicle, and it's shown and it's got tracks that look something like this. Okay, this is the bottom of the tracks. They have some length L, and they've got a typical width of 20 inches. Okay. And it's going to have to operate on terrain where the bearing pressure on the tracks is not to exceed 10 psi. Any more than 10 psi and it fails. So stress must be less than 10 psi. Okay. The vehicle weighs a maximum of 30 tons. Weight is equal to 30 tons. And each of the two tracks is 20 inches wide. Determine the minimum required contact length L of the tracks so we don't destroy things. Okay, so first off, let's think about our equations. We have the stress equation, which is simply stress is equal to our load over the area. And what we want is probably the area, because we can get that in terms of length. So actually, let's go ahead and calculate the area and put it in a variable form. So area, there's two of them, is going to be equal to 2 times L times 20. So this will give me the answer L in inches. So let's rewrite this equation. It's going to be equal to the load over 40L. So this is so far so good. But what is our load? Well, from the problem statement, that's our weight. And so what we can do is we're going to have to convert 30 tons to pounds. So that'll be 60,000 pounds. So stress is going to be equal to 60,000 pounds over 40L. And we know that our stress has to be less than 10 psi. So what we get is 10 psi is equal to 60,000 pounds over 40L. And then I need to solve. So I need to solve for L. So I'm going to bring it over here and bring this down here. What I'm left with is that L is going to be equal to 60,000 pounds over 10 psi times 40 inches. And so with that, I should get that's equal to 150 inches, or if I divide that by 12 inches per foot, I'll get roughly 12.5 feet. 12.5 feet long to make sure the bearing stress is not above 10 psi. So if you think about it that way, if you had something that was wide enough, do you think that you could survive if it went over your chest? Interesting question here. Could you survive if it ran over your chest? The correct answer is no. Just because you could survive maybe 10 psi, possibly, does not mean that it's going to be exerting 10 psi when it runs you over, unless you're perfectly flat with the ground. So don't tempt fate, don't let tanks tread over you, okay? Be safe. So with that, we're going to end example 10-4. We're going to move on to example 10-5 next. Have a good day.